Welcome back to my channel, The Nurtured Budget. My name is Michelle, and I'm a 36-year-old mom who recently started cash budgeting to pay off debt, grow wealth, and achieve financial freedom. Today I'm going to be doing a budget with me. We're going to go ahead and close out my February budget and open up March. So I wanted to just go through what that process looks like for me. I use the Budget by Paycheck by The Budget Mom. I'm finding that my process when I'm done with this book will probably be a little bit different. I think that's one thing that we learn throughout this journey is what works best for you along the way. And I'm finding that I may not need the whole workbook, but I want parts of it. So more to come throughout the year on that, and we'll see how that changes by the end of the year. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my expense tracker, and I'm going to add up all of my totals for each category. So like here we have my Chase checking, and then we have cash. Then here we have my Ally checking, which is for subscriptions, and then we have my Capital One checking, which is for gas. So I will likely be fast forwarding you through this because this is probably going to be going to be one of the longest processes of this video. I use the highlighter method for my categories. So I'm just going to go one by one and track those expenses, add them up, track them, write them, and then there's a sheet to add them at the end. Sorry, that was a very, very long process. I've never done that on here before, but I felt like it's probably important to show part of the process because I would like to know what I'm spending each month. So then we go here and I will then go ahead and put my monthly spend here. Make sure I'm writing them in the right spot. That would probably be helpful. There is also another spot where you can write this to see your yearly, and these are parts of the book that I like. I like to see my expenses written, and then I want to see what I spent in each category, and I feel like it's easier to see that if I'm writing that down and highlighting it versus like looking at a big statement, because I feel like a lot of time you may not remember what it was. Okay, and then I'm not going to do this because this isn't truly too important to me at this point, but I am going to go ahead and add what my total expenses were minus like my income, because I want to make sure my expenses line up with my income. Sometimes it may be off, and I have found that it's just better to move on than to try and figure out what happened, unless it's like, oh, an easy easy to figure out, easy thing to figure out. Oh, I forgot where I just left off. See, when I talk, I lose my train of thought. Okay, so my total expenses was $891,378. And now if you look at my income, it was $853,280, so it's a bit off, but that's because I don't have my starting balance. So if I look back here, so my rollover was $950.11. Okay, so I'm really off by like $180.46. I adjusted this income based on what I had on my income tab, and so that's where it gets confusing. So this is what I'm off by. I'm gonna move on because my other things align, and I don't want to spend too much time like being like, what happened? So we're gonna just move on and say that February is closed out, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to March. One of my favorite things about this budget bite paycheck is these little quotes that come on each month tab. So March's payday means being one step closer to your financial goals. I think that's great. So then I have already written this out, and then I put any notes here. I had to take out $15 from a beauty fund to cover some expense in my subscription because I forgot about my Costco membership fee coming out, and I would have been like $15 short. So I just took that from beauty, and I will replace that on my first payday. I truly have it in there now, but I would rather not go back and forth. I'm just going to wait for that payday. I typically would highlight these. I'm not going to go ahead and do that right now. So here I have my first paycheck, which is March 5th. I get paid every Wednesday. My rollover we have is 113. Let's see, I actually have it added. So also, I don't know if I've said this. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I keep everything tabbed as well. This is like my weekly expense for my main checking, my subscription checking, and then my gas checking. I have all my income, my bills, my savings, my cash envelopes, all these expenses here because I like to see this online, and this is an easy way for me to verify my balance each week in my checking account versus this. I feel like this is a bit harder for me to do. So that's why I'm not too worried about it, because I do have this and I know everything is aligned. I more so just fill this out because I have it, but I typically just like it for the expense tracker, being able to highlight, use the highlight method from each category so I can see where my spending is each month. And then in the front of the book, there is a year expense tracking. So I truly like that as well. I have to rewrite out these categories because I didn't align them with what I should have, so silly. Also, I have the saving goals tracker. I need to update these because I've already met this one and I've met this one, so yeah, that's exciting. There's some things that I don't use, but I overall think it is a great book for the things that I do love about it. So for my rollover, we're going to put is that what it is? 240. Let me just verify really fast. 1303. $13.03 plus $69.64 plus 47. So that is not right. I'm gonna have to look to see what this number is here. So for rollover, we're gonna do 292.83, and then for other, I think the only thing I have for other is a 525, so we'll keep it there. My Republic, 24.50. Anytime is $20, and then our NIPSCO is $46.50. I have my Target. I don't have anything in savings because that typically is going to be something that just happens. I don't always necessarily budget for it. So subscription. Now I like to go through and highlight everything again. I know it may seem like a tedious process, but I truly do think that it is beneficial. It's nice to be able to see everything written down. But like I said, this portion of it, I use just because I have it, but I have it all electronically here. So again, if anything's off on here, I know that it's truly not because it aligns with my online expense. So this first week we are going to go ahead and have some oh, that was bad. We're going to have some cash planning to do, so I'm going to do that as well. And then what is my last one, kids? So I'm going to do $600 I have for cash planning. This 70 and 50, those are electronic. Those just come out automatically and go into those separate accounts. I find that is the easiest way for me to track everything. I know it may seem like a lot to have, you know, all these different accounts, but to have one account where just gas is coming out, and then have another account where just any subscription or memberships are coming out, and then I have just like my bills and debt coming out of my regular, it seems to work the best for me, and I truly love that method. Okay, so for groceries, we're gonna do 400. Eating out, we're gonna do 100. Household, we're gonna go 40. I don't think I will need much from here, but you never know. Kids, we're gonna do 60. I had upped that a little bit because my daughter just signed up for softball, and we're gonna have to be getting her some softball things. So and I think that was all I was gonna do, because I've already purchased feed, which would be for this month, but I just purchased that the other day, so I took that out of my prior cash. And then personally, I usually just do 20 for Bunko, but I do not need to do that this month because I have it saved in my sinking fund. So yay for that. Also, I just wanted to go over that my prior balances includes a $47. So I do still have money left over. We have 27 plus 20. So I do have that left over, and I do plan to keep those in there. But so let's go ahead and do the cash planning I have over here. So I'm gonna do 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100. We did 4, 1, 40, and then 60. So let's see. I never know what the best thing is to do, because I don't really want a bunch of hundreds, but I don't want a lot of 20s. So I think what I'll do is, what, 6 50s and, what is it, 5 20s? 300, and then 5 times 20. Right, perfect. And then eating out, it's 100. I'm gonna do 5 20s. Household is 40. I'm gonna do 2 10s and 1 20. Kids is gonna be 3 20s. So down here we have 2, 10, 14, 6. So this is gonna be 20. 14 times 20, oh no, 14 times 20, okay. I'm like, what is happening? 280, I did not clear out my, my calculator properly. Okay, so then here we have 20 plus 280 plus 300 is our 600. So then I will fill out I'll fill out one of my cash breakdowns to match this. So we're gonna have 2, 14, 6, 20, 280, and then 300. Total is 6. And then I like to keep this clipped here. I do also like to fill out a teller slip, but I'm not gonna do that right now, especially because it has a lot of personal information. So that is typically what I do for my weekly cash by paycheck. One thing I forgot to show you guys that is totally a must. Let's go to March. Okay, so now that my my week is done, I'm like, oh, what am I trying to say here? So I like to set up my expense trackers. We have March, and then I like to do Chase, and then my starting balance. You have to include that in there, like, hey, this is what I started with. And then I'll leave this page open because I'll end up using it. And I like to see them side by side instead of having to flip through. So then here we have March, and this will be cash. Balance is 47. Again, I leave this one open for cash because I will end up using it. And then we have my Ally. And then over here we have my gas. Starting balance is 63.60. Also, I really fast figured out why my balance on here did not match. I didn't have this cash on here, and it was probably because I was waiting to see what it would be. So yeah, well, now I have included everything that I wanted to in this video. If you enjoyed this video and are interested in seeing future content, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you.